Morning, everyone. I'm Dave Collyer. I'm on the Positive Energy Advisory Council. I have the pleasure of moderating this panel. Our topic is the role of public authorities in energy decision-making. Is Canada getting the balance right? And this draws on the public authorities research stream of positive energy that identified, as I think as Monica highlighted this morning, 3 stresses on the system. The first is the question as to who decides. The second is the relationship between policymakers and regulators. And the third is how to decide. So none of these simple questions by any stretch of the imagination. And I would just, by way of introductory comments, say that there's a tendency to focus in all of these discussions on the issue of the day, and there's a couple out there that are fairly contentious. But I would just ask all of you to remind yourselves that this is much broader than the issue of the day. It's much broader than a pipeline. It's much broader than oil and gas. These are very fundamental questions, I think, that cut across the totality of our energy system. We've got a great panel to offer their perspectives on the topic, and we've tried to structure this so that each panelist will offer a perspective on a specific dimension of these questions, so we'll hopefully not be unduly repetitive. Monica is going to frame the discussion with some opening remarks, and then we'll ask each of the panelists to make some introductory comments. And I'm just going to introduce you have their bios. I'm not going to go through them in detail, but I'll just introduce the panel now. Starting on my right, you all know Monica. Chris Bloomer is next, as the CEO of the Canadian Energy Pipeline Association. Mike Cleland is a senior fellow at Positive Energy, and Mike, you'll note, has been integrally involved in much of the PE work and has done a great job. Lisa DeMarco is a senior partner at DeMarco Allen LLP. Bob Watts is the VP Indigenous Relations at the Nuclear Waste Management Organization. Ralph Torrey is Senior Associate at the Canadian Energy Systems Analysis Research Initiative at the U of C. And Stephanie Trudeau is the Senior VP Regulatory Customers and Communities at Énergie, which many of you will recognize it by its former title as Gazmet. So we've got a tremendous diversity of experience and expertise on the panel, and really look forward to their comments. And with that, I'm going to ask Monica to come up and make some introductory comments. We'll then ask the panelists to make some comments in turn, and then we'll open the floor to questions. So while Monica and the panelists are going through their remarks, I'd invite you to think about what questions you might want to ask either of the panel or to any individual panelists.